How did God first place this ministry on our heart? I think I don't know. I, that's kind of hard for me to answer.
Yeah, I mean, I never had this ministry in my heart. It was something that somebody else saw on the inside of me and my wife, and their role is to pull things out of you,
Yeah.
And so it wasn't something that was necessarily on or in my heart. It was something that somebody saw inside of me that they could pull out of me, and so I thank God for
That's
our
what
pastor
pastors do, yeah.
to be able to do that.
Yeah. Our couples ministry was the first ministry on our heart. I think that Radical City ended up being birthed out of that, but I think our mission was to save marriages and empower marriages, and I think that ministry was in us, and I think that it was our pastor that saw something in us that we didn't see in ourselves, and it was him that made the comment, "You all are already doing it."
My first thought when they sat us down and told us that they were gonna have a church was like, okay. It was like a decision. The decision had already been made. It was like it kind of like was what it was. There wasn't much to be like discussed. So it was kind of like, all right.
I was nervous, but I was ready. Just because we've always been like one for all for one, kind of that, just like rally the troops and everything. So I was like immediately like, what do you want me to do? Like, what do I have to do? Like.
The yes came with losing the identity of who I was prior to joining Radical City and being a part of building this church. That yes came with sacrificing emotions that I was not used to sacrificing for anybody outside of my immediate family and those that were close to me. But ministry has allowed for my heart to open up, and that's what the yes did.
The first step of obedience, it was first the yes, and then first gathering the people, right? You can't have followers if you don't have anybody to follow you. And you can't have a church if you don't first build a crowd. And so we had to just open doors, open the doors and say, hey, look, we trying to get you guys in the same space to wait and see what the Lord does. And we opened the doors as an act of obedience, not knowing if anybody was going to show up, not knowing if it was going to be successful or not. So we said yes first, and then we found some doors that we could open.
I've seen my parents at this point sacrifice just about everything. Their money, their time, their sleep. Like there's no work-life balance, like because you're on call, like physically, spiritually, like all of it.
Nothing could make me want to put my battle suit on more than people messing with my parents' money, their time, their energy, their mental health. Like something about that just like, ooh, it broils me to 350. I've seen my mom cry more times than I can count in the past 5 years, and I've seen her cry more in my entire life. I've seen my dad cry. And when it comes to the point where that man cries, you pack it up.
When I said yes, I sacrificed my time, my energy, my money, my family, my friends, like everything. But you get so much greater things when you say yes. So I got more time with my mom. I got love. I got a family. I got a lot of great things. So my yes was worth it.
You know when you're at the circus and you're seeing that clown and he has that handkerchief that just keeps going and keeps going? They will see no more handkerchief and then just start their shirt, their clothes, their shoes. It's just they start giving everything.
Like they sold our house because they needed money for this church. Like when it gets to the point where you selling the house, like I don't like, you know what I mean? And their energy and their kindness, and people are very ungrateful a lot of the time, most of the time, and they're taken for granted most of the time, and Their generosity is abused, and they've been talked about very poorly and ostracized from a lot of people, not only within our church, but just in the body of Christ in general. Like, they've sacrificed everything.
Time, talent, and treasure are all sacrifices that we've had to give up. PK
Health.
and I have gone through health crises, both of us together and individually.
And our children.
Spending time with our children has been a sacrifice. We sold one of our houses to make sure that the church continued to run financially. So there have been a ton of sacrifices, and the thing about it is that if you look in the Bible, when you see worship, the first time that worship is mentioned is really when a sacrifice was being given.
One thing that we said that we will not sacrifice is our marriage, though.
Absolutely.
We will not sacrifice our marriage for this church. The doors will be closed and locked if it ever comes in between our homes.
Behind the scenes, I believe people don't see how much hard work, how much preparing and planning and community and building.
There's a lot of ways that things haven't changed at all. Our parents are still the same people that they were before they became pastors. Now there's just more responsibility to be shared. Our parents have to be shared, and people and resources and time and things like that. I would say that would be the thing that's changed the most.
I was saturating our house with prayer. I would go in their room in the middle of the night or early wee hours of the morning and just anoint them, anoint their doors, anoint their door posts, anoint our house. Just they could hear me no matter where I was in the house, because I knew we were going to need it. The tears is something that people don't see behind the scenes.
Something that the people don't see behind the scenes is how diligent our pastors are, how much that they love the city, how much they sacrifice for the city and each other. And I really don't think people kind of see all of the ins and outs that is and how it takes a toll on them, but also how much that they love every single one of our people here in Radical City.
Sometimes the way they get treated is just trash.
Most of the time, the way that they
get treated is trash. But like a lot of the times, the way that they get treated is trash, and I think a lot of people don't notice that we can see that.
They notice, they don't care.
One of the things that people do not see behind the scenes is the growth and the youth of this church. There's a lot of churches where there isn't any young people, and when you come in, you see babies, newborns, and we have watched them grow. Just today, I was in the cafe and I seen an 8-year-old watching something on Jesus on YouTube. Where are you gonna see that at? You'll see that at Radical City.
I think that people don't see the work that goes on behind the scenes, right? Church is one of those places, kind of like a restaurant, where you just walk in and everything is set and ready for you. And so a lot of times people come in, they show up at 10, 10:15, 10:30, whatever time they get here, and everything is just ready to go for them already. So a lot of times people don't see the work that goes on behind the scenes. PK and I are very hands-on pastors, and so we have our hands in a lot of this stuff. So we don't just ask our teams to do things. We jump in and we do the work with our teams. And so people, might think that all we do is come in on Sundays and preach, but you don't know that we've been here setting up. We've been here interceding on people's behalves. We've been doing the work way before people probably even woke up that morning. And so I think that's one of the greatest things that people don't see.
For me, I feel like a level of expectation to kind of always be on. I can just be chilling, and someone might come up to me and be like, "Why aren't you smiling?" And it's why do I have to smile if I don't feel like it? You know what I mean? But I don't know. There's just I don't know. I think that there is a level of that, at least for me.
No, yeah, and I agree. And I know that a lot of times we're not always okay. And I do agree with you. I feel like sometimes on Sundays and Tuesdays, there are just some days I just don't feel like smiling, and even sometimes don't feel like hugging. But and I feel like
Or talking.
Yeah, that.
I did not imagine the church being what it is today. It is a beautiful sight. I get very emotional because I think about just us in Pastor's living room and just discussing, hey, we're gonna do something different. We're gonna open up a church and we want you to be a part of it.
Yes, I've always had that feeling that it was going to be bigger than what we started from in the living room. And I still think we have so far to go. I feel like there's so much more in store for Radical City.
No.
No, we never imagined the church would become what it is today. Because
Is that a
we
positive
don't even know if it's finished becoming.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think so.
What it is right now is probably not what it shall be.
I think you haven't seen the best is yet to come. And I think I can't imagine what God is going to do as he continues to elevate us.
And one of my biggest surprises about the church, for me, and I always tell people this, is that there are so many young people that go to our church. I thought that I would be pastoring people that was more around my age and maybe a little up and a little down, but we have so many younger people, people who can really look at us as spiritual parents.
Yeah,
and that's a blessing.
Because Radical City likes to have sex. It's just the reality. We have so many babies that have been born, that are on the way, and that's what he mean by growing young. Like every year we have at least 1 or 2 babies born. I will also say geographically, we didn't think that we would be pastoring in Baltimore. So that is another thing that we did not expect. Our expectation was for God to fill this house in a different location. And he had other plans, and obedience is what we heed to. So we go where he tells us to go.
What I see for the church and have seen for it is way bigger than what it is right now. Like it's small right now. Yeah.
No, I could have never expected any of this. One day I woke up and there were 11 other people in my living room and I didn't know who was who. I just knew that apparently this was my family now, and I was gonna be around these people for a heck of a long time.
I just had hopes of sitting under a spiritual shepherd that would take me, and it has taken me far beyond where I have expected it to go.
It was raining outside, and my mother was in hospice. She watched church online. She did not belong to Radical City. She never had an opportunity to join. And the pastors came to the hospital in the rain, do you hear me? To anoint her head and to pray with her before she left this earth. And I think that I'll never forget that they, not only did they show up for me, but they showed up for someone that they did not know, just to be there. And they stayed for a little while. They talked to her. They anointed her head, they prayed for her, and I know that she needed that, because just like I have felt that no one showed up for me, I know that she felt the same way. So that was really big for me.
We are unique because we don't do anything normal. We are not your normal church, and I love it.
They were able to build a place that my children that have special needs feel comfortable, that they would not judge me for my heathen tendencies that I had in the past, and they were willing to work with me to become the little person that I am today.
It's real, it's authentic. I hear God through my pastors now, and we do things not religious but spiritual, and our pastors also are so set on helping us to live a better life.
Transformation is something that I pray that each and every person, when they come here, that their life does not look the same when they leave.
And the very first thing that I want people to get when they walk in the doors is love. I feel that there are so many people that are rejected and have been rejected and turned away and disapproved and looked down on, that I feel like when you come into our church, I want you to feel loved.
We really truly love each other. Like some people go to a place where they don't want to go or they don't like people, but there is a sense of family that's different. Real relationships where you have to deal with correction and then get loved on at the same period because you know that it's coming from a good place.
Let's be honest, some of our words aren't feel-good words in Radical City, but they are words that make us go back and reflect. We are comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I think that's where pastors are always trying to get us to that point where it is going to be uncomfortable. You getting out of the space that you're used to being in when you think about church.
The difference between what we have going on here is that we know that God is backing us. And so we can't give up until God says to give up. Like, it's not our job to say when we're finished. That's on God. God started it, and so God will end it.
Yeah. He has to give us the currency to keep moving. And I'll be 100% honest with you. I want to give up now. There are seasons where we're not yielding a return on spiritual currency for the people. And that is what we want. And we feel like sometimes our living is in vain. But God is sending me reminders daily that that's not the case and that He is here.
If I could describe the ministry in one word, I would say it's provocative.
Motivational.
Family, limitless.
Revolutionary.
Unusual.
Complicated around here.
That's easy. Radical. That's it. We're radical.
I agree with that.